Okie dokie. Here's where stuff starts coming to light. Gonna get up here and calibrate a Rawson hydraulic drive so that it knows to put out the right amount. And then we're gonna get out here and play with the roll clutches, probably out here in the yard, see if we can get them shutting on and off at the appropriate times. And then the planter should be finished, and we can move on to the planting tractor here. It needs some air conditioner work, needs oil change, needs a bath. When we get about a week before planting time, we'll put water in the tank. Don't want to put any water, put water in the tank and test the fertilizer system. Don't want to do that right now because yes, it is March and we're out here in short sleeves, but we have been known to have a cold March, freezing temperatures. So, and we've also been known to plant corn in March. So I intend on starting earlier this year if the weather will allow us. Last time I planted any March corn was 2015. So I don't care if it's the last day of March. I would just like to plant a little March corn. Let's start old Granny up here. Get everything booted up. Go in here and monitor. Let's shut that door. We got to go in here and tell this thing that it is a planter. And I got to remember how to do that. Implement setup. My saved implements. John Deere 20-foot planter. It says swapping to turn the power off and then back on. Let's go in here and see if all this is talking to each other. Settings, implement, application control, controller status, connected, hardware, rate control connected, section control connected. We all look good there, so we should be good on that home front. We've got to change this. We're wanting to put out let's just say 29,000. Yes, I know it's out of motion. We're gonna want to reset all this mess. Reset total acres. We'll have to reset this again before we start planting. Won't tell it we're planting corn. Let's go in here to settings, implement application control calibration. We're calibrating the 7100 planter. Calibrating the weight control, drive limits, flow calibration. You will now begin to calibrate the rate controller. We have a finger pickup that has 12 fingers per disc. I've done our gear ratio. We want to put out 28.5 at a target rate of 4.5, and we want the meter to turn 4.5 revolutions. So what we're going to do now, we're going to rev the tractor up a little. When we engage our hydraulic drive, and we're going to go to the next page. Yes, we want to prime the system. We're going to prime the system because we don't have any seed in it. So press the green area to start the operation. Alright, master switch off. Now master switch on. It should prime the system. Well, they spun for a minute. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put some boxes up underneath the seed tubes there. That way we can catch the seed. like so. We're setting some boxes up down there to catch the seed. It makes it just a little easier to count the seed. Ease the planter down a little bit. Alright, here goes nothing. Hot dog. Alright. Here we go. It says it's expecting 60 seeds. So what we got to do is go out here and count the number of seeds that it put out. And he's gonna turn it on and hopefully that'll catch the seed. Like so. So we done our first calibration, counted them, counted all the seeds, and he's putting what we caught and what we averaged, putting that into the monitor, and he's gonna do it again. That's how many seeds it put out. We kind of got to count them and take an average here, and then go up there and tell the monitor how many seeds we caught. So we wasn't far off, guys. The monitor said it was expecting 60 seeds, and the meters put out 56 seeds. So we're gonna go up here in the cab, tell it put out 56 seeds, and run one more calibration, and the sucker should be pretty close. We changed our calibration constants from 1.0 to 0.933. So we're going to run her again with the new calibration constant and see what we come up with. It only took us how long to fix it?
Almost a year.
Which we did by, in our defense, we did by that Phoenix hair. Oh, that'll get her loose. We gotta pull this one off and get it turned the right direction. I grabbed my little pecker. Think it'll still get the job done. It might just take a little longer. Alright, let's ride that robber raise up and see if it don't fall out of there. Oh yeah, smooth like butter. Let's hook something to it and pull it out, because I ain't dragging it out. What we're doing here when putting new burns and stuff on, it's always a good idea. You don't want to get all, this paint and stuff off. We're gonna slip our locking collar on. Then we're gonna slip our burn on. Now I'm just gonna slip that in that locking collar and just snug this Allen head down just a little. Don't want it super tight, but we just want to hold that burn in place so we can slip this chopper down up underneath the do-all here. You know, that'll allow us to clear our supports, and then when we ease the do-all down, we'll loosen these up, slide these burns into place, center this chopper, and then at that point we'll tighten our burns down and we'll tighten our locking collars, and at that point we'll be ready to put our blades on. I don't know how I ever lived before these cameras. Man. I thought those cameras was the stupidest idea ever when I first saw them. I was like, if you can't back up to a trailer, you don't need to be pulling one to begin with. But after owning a truck with them cameras, man, there's no way I'd want to go back to a truck without one. Getting the old starter fertilizer trailer pulled out for the year. Gotta replace that valve right there. As you can tell, we kind of got an issue with it. We're gonna get that fixed up. We got some zinc we're gonna run through there. We got some humic acid we're gonna try this year. We got some ascend we're gonna try this year. So we need to make sure our mixing cone is operational. Plus, when you're filling up, with that valve kind of screwed up, it starts filling your mixing cone up. So it's causing some issues. But I'm gonna drop this pin in. Don't that beat pulling up and backing up. All that 500 times. Well, Merry Christmas. It's time to get our go-go juice loaded up in our starter fertilizer trailer. This used to be my water trailer up until a year ago, and then we built a big water trailer, and ain't that something? I just wish I had changed that while I was at co-op. That's why we keep a wide assortment of adapters around this farm. We used to run all 1.5" fittings, and we converted everything to 2" over the years, and I say I won't ever do it, but at some point I'll probably end up swapping to 3". But I think it's gonna be a long way down the road. We're gonna turn the valve on, and then there's another valve back here below the tank. Right now we got flow. Y'all can see the trailer filling up here. Right now it's just gravity feeding, because you got 2,000 gallons in this tank and nothing there. If y'all ain't familiar with hydraulics, that's how they work. They'll flow till they get an even pressure, but we're gonna see if this old pacer pump won't fire up here. Gonna let her run nice and easy there, being this is our first tank load of the year. Reckon I'm just gonna go on load it plumb full. We got 2,000 gallons. This morning I had to take this water trailer to co-op. The old pavement queen's having to do a little work today. Y'all can see this went right in there like this, and you can see the shape of the valve that was on it. And what it was doing when we was filling up like we are here, that valve wasn't completely shutting off, and it was pushing fertilizer up in my mixing cone here. It was a crapshoot whether you was gonna get your tank full before this filled up. I went and got that fixed. I went a different route. I used actual sprayer fittings this time, and got to put me 2 clamps on there. I got them. I bought Co-op out yesterday, so that's the reason they didn't have no clamps, but I just took it up there to Co-op because they got a wide selection of sprayer fittings. And I figured it was easier for me to just take the whole trailer up there and my tools and to fix it up there right where the fittings was, as opposed to making 100 trips back and forth. Because no matter how good you think you got it figured out, you always forget something. To get this hose on here, I had to turn this fitting and this fitting and put that hose on, and then turn it in here and push the hose on, because that's a 1-inch hose and you can't get it bent enough to get in there. But today's just all about prepping to plant corn tomorrow. Hopefully I am going to plant some soybeans this afternoon. That's my goal. Let's cross our fingers. We've been trying to get started all week, and things hadn't done nothing but fight us. And I mean literally fight us. It started at 7 a.m. Monday morning. I don't know who come up with these little nut driver deals, but I would love to shake his hand. Man, they make life so much simpler. Well, the pump run out of gas. Got 800 gallons in the trailer, and that's enough for 100 acres. 100 acres is all I can plant in a day anyways with the 20-foot planter, and I seriously doubt we'll get that on our first day. So this starter fertilizer is a 7-15-15. I've been buying it at Circle West Farm Supply over in Rutherford, Tennessee. Been doing business with them for years, ever since I started. We started using starter fertilizer in 2016. I've been around it my entire farming career because the guy I used to work for ran starter fertilizer. I'm a big believer in it. We had a replicated plot down there a couple of years ago, a replicated plot, and it was a 10 bushel difference with starter versus no starter. Do I think it's that much difference every year? I don't know, but we had the right conditions for a big difference. I tried to go to an all dry program one time, and every time I try to cut starter, I'm just not happy with how my corn looks. They blend this 7-15-15 up for me. It's something I specifically request. Most of the time their guys run they have a 3-18-18, and then they have a 9-18-9. Well, I like the 3-18-18, but I wasn't getting that corn wasn't taking off like I wanted it to. So they blended me up as 7-15-15, got a little more nitrogen in it, and that corn comes on up, blows on up out of there. So I like, you know, that's something they blend for me, specific to my needs. That's a lot more potash than some starters have in it. The last number, the last 15, But we have a lot of soils that are low on potash, and I feel like it really helps us out having that potash right there in the row with the seed where it can get to it. So I feel that that helps us out. I mean, we're working to build our potash levels up, but that takes time. I mean, if I had an unlimited budget, I could get it on up there, but at the end of the year, you got to make money. So at some point, you kind of got to, you can get a lot of money tied up in a crop quick. So enough yakking. Let's get some zinc loaded up. All right, here's some goodies we got. Got our C+ graphite. Y'all saw me do the test on that. If you hadn't seen the test we did on C+ graphite this winter, as long as you're watching on a computer device or a cell phone, I think, you can click on this card in one of these corners that's going to pop up, and you can see the whole test we done on the C+ graphite and what convinced us to use this year, using the sand too. And then the zinc. The zinc is a product we've been using a long time, a chelated zinc. Been using it a long time. I built this rack on the back to carry my chemicals. It already had a chemical rack in it, on it, but I didn't like how they had it designed, so we built a new bumper on this, put LED lights in the bumper where everybody could see it well at night, and then fixed it where it would hold more chemicals. I really love this little old trailer. We put a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of thought into it when we built it. Just the same way we did when we built our other water trailer. All right, that's enough. That's enough to run us tomorrow. I don't know how much we'll get planted tomorrow, being this the first day. If we're having such a big day that we got to come back to the shop and get more, I will be extremely happy, and you won't hear me say a sideways word about having to come back to the shop. But what we're going to do, I got 3 different tank mixes I'm going to run this year starting out. Or I'm going to rotate these tank mixes. The first load, we're going to run the sand, the humic acid, and the citric key zinc. The citric key zinc stays in no matter what. Second load will be a sand only. Third load will be humic only. And then, well, you know, the fourth load will be a sand and humic and zinc. The zinc's gonna be in every load because I believe in it that much. But we'll do a load of sand and humic, a load just of sand, a load humic. We'll document all that in climate field view, where we can do comparisons in the fall. You know, like a buddy of mine said, you know, if he spends a lot of people say if they spend $1, they want to get 2 back. Well, he says if he spends $1, he wants to get 3 back. And I like that way of thinking. All right, let's go in here to the barn and see what seed we need to get loaded up. Right, I saw it a minute ago, right here. LG 5643 and Agrigo 6544. They're supposed to be the same corn in just a different bag. We're gonna test that theory and see if everybody's staying true to the word on both sides. Yes, it's time to begin the old seed shuffle. It's okay. 50-pound bags. I always got a theory. I say heavy in the bag, heavy in the truck in the fall. I don't like them old popcorn bags. See, we can't dig his aggregate out. We're looking for 6544. Right there on the top. Look there, I could have just picked the top pallet up and been money haying. Alright. I'm gonna go set it back down, grab that top pallet and load it on the truck. Platinum series, limited series, regional series, specialty series. I don't know if I bought the corner, if I bought a darn pickup truck. Platinum. Don't they know I ain't no Ford man? Well, it is loaded and ready to go for tomorrow. Several pounds on that old trailer. Gonna have to put a little air in the tires. As you can tell, we got all new tires on this sucker except one, I think. Yep, all new tires except one. This one's wearing a little funny for some reason. I don't know. For no more than we pull it in the spring, I ain't gonna worry about uneven tire wear. We don't pull that trailer near like we used to, but it used to get pulled a bunch. But it worked out really well that we did redo it, because we got our starter fertilizer, we got a place to carry our microbes, and we got a place to carry our seed. We got soybeans loaded up right there in the seed tender. Next year we are seriously considering ordering some bulk seed though, so that may throw a new wrench in the deal. Me and Robert we may just have to start using one of our pickups to haul seed around. But the good thing about corn is it don't take a lot of seed, between 2.5 and 3 acres per bag. So you can fill in 3 bushel hoppers I got up and plant a long time, but we seldom do that because I plant so many varieties, because I like to get the right variety on the right acre.